It's the last show of the week here on PuckTime, WagerTalk TV. Andrew McGinnis, Carmine Bianco, Bryan Leonard here. Friday, March 14th. The breakdown, handful of games, sides, totals, team totals, props. Carm will take a look at some games for tomorrow in his 6 and 60 segment. All kinds of great stuff, and also a great promotion we are running as well at WagerTalk. And you know what? I might as well talk about it from the start, and that is Pat 17 for St. Patrick's Day. 17% off any play package of any choice for you from any handicapper of your choice. You guys can use that as many times as you want. That is Pat 17. That is a great promo code, and that is a great way to get involved for March Madness, for the rest of the NHL season, for NBA, for UFC, for soccer, for all that good stuff. So, Carm, St. Patrick's Day is almost here, but we won't get too ahead of ourselves. It's Friday. We got a few games to break down. How are you?
Good. And if you're going out and celebrating, please drink responsibly. Andrew, I'm on the St. Patrick's Day thing. I used to go with my buddies and stuff like that. It was great to go out and celebrate. I probably will this time because Guinness, which is a very popular beer on St. Patrick's Day, has a 0.0. So Brian's wondering what 0.0 is, I'm sure. Who's guesting on today's show is the non-alcoholic version. I prefer to be the designated driver for my friends, so I'll drink the Guinness. The Guinness 0.0 actually tastes exactly like the regular Guinness, just it doesn't have the alcohol in it. 2-2 night for me last night in the NHL. Unfortunately, the Edmonton Oilers lose 3-2 to New Jersey. In the play that I really wanted to win. Stuart Skinner played extremely well, but you can't stop what you can't see. And a couple screenshots put that one away in the third period, 3-2. But we're going to talk Detroit Red Wings, Carolina Hurricanes. The big one of the night, I think, Dallas and Winnipeg. Your props playlist, Colorado and Calgary, a Western Conference battle there. The 6 and 60, which I'm going to make a prediction on the 6 and 60, and I hate making these predictions, but this 6 and 60 at worst is going to go 4-2. I think it's going to go 6-0, guys. And then we'll finish it off with a couple of show free plays. So with that said, I really want to thank Bryan Leonard for guesting for the third time this week. Bryan, thanks for coming on. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on today's show. I had an appointment, but I got back just in time. Notes were already ready just in case. Thank you for coming on, and you're looking forward to this weekend.
I am, and you mentioned a 0.0. Unfortunately, I had a 0.0 yesterday. That was my winning percentage on my hockey plays. I had one play St. Louis, and they lost. Although we did win in blowout fashion for our best bet here on the show with the Vegas Golden Knights. So hopefully that'll continue today and get you another winner. I'm going to take a look.
Sure, Bryan, you put out more. Sorry about that. You put out more winners than you have losers, and that's the most important thing as a capper. But sorry to cut you off there. You were saying?
No, I'm just going to go into my play if we were ready, and we can get started on the show if that's okay with you.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at McCain's minus 280. Oh, sorry. I was just going to give you the odds. We're a little out of sync today. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. I usually don't like listening. I usually don't even like listening to my voice, Bryan. So with that said, Canes minus 280, Detroit plus 230. Total sits here at 6. These teams just played a little while ago in Detroit with the Canes winning that one 2-1. Now, give us your breakdown.
I only dislike listening to your voice when you give us losers.
Bryan, sorry. We got to cut you off one more time here.
Are we sure that Carm was drinking 0.0s? It doesn't seem like Carm was drinking any 0.0s, boys. Jeez.
All right, Bryan, the floor is yours.
Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, Detroit to Carolina. This has been and continues to be one of the toughest months of the season for the Red Wings. You know, look at their schedule. Overall, 13 of the 14 opponents they play this month are fighting for playoff seeding. Right when they need to start to win, they're playing the tougher teams on the schedule. And The lone non-playoff team was Buffalo, who the Wings beat on Wednesday. So after sweeping the February road schedule, they're now 0-3 on the road in March. Carolina riding a 5-game winning streak. Defense has been terrific for the Hurricanes. They permitted just 7 total goals in those 5 contests. The only previous meeting was a 2-1 road win for Carolina, as you mentioned, Carmine. That was about 10 days ago. Before breaking out with 7 goals against Buffalo last time out, the Red Wings have scored 1, 2, 2, and 1 the previous 4 games. I expect that lack of production to continue against this red-hot defensive team in Carolina. Obviously, I like Carolina, but I'm not going to lay that number. So we'll play Detroit team total under 2.5 at -130 and look for that Carolina defense to continue to work well as Detroit struggles to put goals in the net when they're not playing, as Carmine would say, the free space on the bingo card, and that's the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm gonna keep mine short and to the point. I'm taking the Canes team total here. I'm stealing something out of your book. Unfortunately, it's your team totals are normally plus money. This is -140 on the Canes to go over 3.5. I think they've won 5 of the last 6 or 4 of the last 5 at home against this Detroit team, scoring at least 4 goals in each of them. So I'll take the over 3.5 here. I think at home team who's playing extremely well. The Canes and a Detroit team that are playing a little bit of desperate hockey right now did get a win, but going into Carolina and winning is a completely different beast. Give me the Canes team total, and I'll send it to you. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Yeah, great to be here with you guys. It's it's always funny, like when you try and predict when a team is going to get out of a funk, right? Like, and you feel great when you do it. And we always joke around about the free space on the bingo card, but obviously Detroit, as far as the advanced numbers have been playing well all month. From where I'm looking, they're ranking number 3 all strengths expected goals for in the month of March. And so it goes to show, we talk about hockey and what it brings, and whether it's them they're giving up chances and their opponent taking advantage of every chance they get, or their players running into hot goaltenders like Linus Ullmark. I think they had 49 shots on goal against Ottawa, and they only scored once against them. That goes to show that you can't always look at these metrics and say it's going to translate into the games. But you do get that confidence boost after playing a team like the.
It looks like Andrew has frozen up. He was so excited.
It was on a nice
he
run.
was so excited, Brian, about being on the show that he used up all his words. He froze up. It's got to be
Weird.
That weather out on the East Coast. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Weird.
Hey, welcome to the show, Andrew.
I don't know what happened there.
The second time.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think Carolina we needed to get that Mikko Rantanen situation dealt with, because he made it very clear that he didn't want to be there. They got rid of him, and since they got rid of him, guys, they've won 2 games in a row, and they look pretty darn good doing it. 4-2 against the Jets, 4-1 against the Lightning, 2 of the best teams in the league, 2 of the hottest teams in the league, I would argue. So their offense is looking pretty good, despite not having Martin Necas, despite not having Mikko Rantanen now on the team. So, excuse me, I'm going to look towards the over in this game. And I think that when I look at towards the over, I don't like that the 5.5 is heavily juiced in this one. So what I'm going to do is go towards the first period here, because I think that this could be one of those games where you kind of are banking on an empty netter for one team. So I'm seeing -130 for the first period, over 1.5. I'm comfortable with that one. I do think the puck starts flying in for Detroit, but I think Carolina at home is very, very successful. Obviously, a big game for Detroit here. As a Canadiens fan, I will not be cheering for Detroit. I told Johnny on Wednesday was the only time I'll be cheering with him for that Red Wings team, and the rest of the games I'm cheering against this Red Wings team. But give me the first period over. Look for this game to start off with a bang here, Carm.
All right. Yeah, I'm not wearing the Patrick Kane jersey today. They are 5-1, Andrew, this season when I wear the Patrick Kane jersey, and he had 5 points in that game. Whether I wear it tonight for the game remains to be seen, but please report to HR. Johnny would like to speak to you about your dissing of his Detroit Red Wings. Andrew, I'm going to go right back to you first on this one. Dallas, Winnipeg. Winnipeg minus 130 at home. Dallas plus 110. Total sits at 5.5, shaded 15 cents to the over. How are you playing this one?
Well, I know we're not supposed to think like this, Carm, but I'm going to think like this. Every Friday, there's got to be a dog of the day or two. We call it Freaky Friday for a reason here, and I think that this could be one of those dogs of the day here with this Stars team. And I think that obviously it's not a huge dog price by any means, but this Winnipeg team, I get it. Friday night, they seem to play every Friday. At home, they play incredibly well. They had a good win. Haven't played since Tuesday. They beat the Rangers. But I'll tell you what, this Stars team is just dangerous. And the fact is, they lose Logan Stankoven. They bring over Mikko Rantanen, and then they lose on Saturday, right? They put up 4 goals and lose to the Oilers. Well, hey, they haven't played since Sunday, where they bounced back in a big way, and they took down the Vancouver Canucks. Jake Ottinger and excuse me, the goaltending was very good there for Dallas. Casey DeSmith, I beg your pardon, and the top guys there for the Stars played extremely well. Mikael Granlund played really well. Rantanen played well. Robertson played very well. The depth on this team is just second to none right now with Matt Duchene, with Dadonov, with Jamie Benn. There's just so many players that can contribute. Wyatt Johnston just signed an 8-year, $8 million deal. This team's going to have some swag for them right now, and I think I'm going to ride the high of this Dallas Stars team. I never want to miss out on streaks. I never want to look, when we're talking on March 28th, when this Dallas Stars team has won 5 of their last 6, and the only loss was the one against the Oilers. I want to get ahead of things, and right now, this Dallas Stars team is a team that I want my money on, and who knows? Maybe it'll be a popular play. Maybe I'm betting with the public here and everyone's going to love Dallas at plus money. But when it comes down to it, I want to ride the wave with the hot team, the motivated team. And, despite everything that happened here, guys, if you're Dallas and you're a player on that team and you're looking around that room and you're like, man, our GM went out and got someone for us. We lost in the conference finals last year to Edmonton. Our general manager went out and got us a superstar. And guys, they not only got a superstar, they signed him to an 8-year deal with Rantanen. And I sure as hell hope they play Colorado in the first round. It'll be unbelievable. But give me Dallas plus money as one of today's underdogs on the board. Brian, what do you think here? Underdog play or go with the favorite?
Yeah, this has got to be, well, it's not a must-win game for the Stars, but they trail the Jets by 8 points in the division. They do have 2 games in hand, but it's very important for them to get this victory if they're looking to get the best record out west. When you look at the last 30 days, 505 expected goal share, Dallas 45.86. A little bit disappointing in that regard. Winnipeg 53.30, yet the Stars have a slightly better record, 7-2-0. Compared to the 6-3-1 for Winnipeg. In a rarity, Dallas comes into this contest with the last 4 days off after beating Vancouver on the road. These clubs have split the first 2 meetings, with the host winning both by multiple goals. Winnipeg recently returned from a 2-2 road trip to edge out the Rangers here 2-1 on Tuesday. After this game, they head back out for 3 more games on the road. And while Dallas is a solid 18-13-1 on the season on the road, Winnipeg is outstanding, 24-5-4 at home. The Jets own a plus 22 net goal advantage on the season. But unfortunately, this game is lined about where I made it. And I'm not getting an advantage either way. I do think this will be a playoff-type atmosphere. So maybe the under is the way to look at this one. But I think this is going to be a great game. These are 2 teams that should go down to the wire. And I will lean to the under in this one.
Yeah, Brian, listen, I was looking at the full game under, and something just tells me, sorry, that cattail threw me off there. Um, I, and something just tells me that, this is one of those games where you got two very good teams, two of the better defensive teams, if not best defensive teams in the league right now, although the LA Kings at home are putting up numbers of their own. But this might be one of those ones like where Andrew talked about earlier in the season, where you see some goals in the first period, at least a couple, and then the game just slows down to a crawl. And that's what I'm looking at. The over/under for the first period, 1.5, is minus 110 both ways. So I'm going to take the first period over in this one. I'll let these teams battle it out because I think this is a coin flip game. You make some very good points on Dallas having a couple games in hand. Win tonight in regulation. They pull within 6 with 2 games in hand. And that number 1 seed is right there for the grabbing. Like they're sitting in second place right now. And if the playoffs were to start today, they're rewarded with playing the Edmonton Oilers in the first round of the playoffs. This is the insane thing about the playoff seedings right now, and looking at some of these matchups. But we still have about 20 games left in the season, so we'll see how it shakes out. Over 1.5 first period for me. 20 minutes and I'm out. Andrew, what do you think?
I love it. Carm's got plans on a Friday night. 20 minutes and he's out. Doesn't want to watch the full game. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. You might as well watch the full game. But I like that. I think we've seen that happen a lot, Carmen. I think my best example when it comes to that is the Four Nations tournament. Think about it. 7 games in a row. The Four Nations tournament went over 1.5 in the first period. I don't think every game went over the total, but every game went over in the first period. So much talent on the ice. That first period, they have so much jump and so much excitement within them. And then once the second period happens, it's like, all right, let's play some defense here, guys. Let's protect our own end a little bit here. That first period is just so offensive, and then we see things kind of settle down. So I like that play, Carm, quite a bit. I'm with you.
Yeah, and if you look at it, there's a game that almost kind of mimics it from yesterday. You look at the Florida-Toronto game, the total's at 5.5, shaded a little bit of T over, much like this one here is 15 or 20 cents. 1-1 at the end of the first period, and if you're holding a ticket on over 5.5, you think you're likely in good shape, and that game finishes 3-2. So it stays under the total between those two, no empty netter at the end. So who knows? Maybe a similar thing tonight. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, Andrew, you got some prop winners for us. I like what you have chosen today. Not that I don't like the other ones that you normally choose. So give us a couple winners to head into the weekend with a little extra cash.
Yeah, it was 1-1 yesterday, and we got a little bit greedy with the Nylander power play point. Because if I took him to get an assist, we would have went 2-0. But Jack Eichel, as Brian knows, absolute playmaker. Minus 130, I'm telling you guys. Jack Eichel, forget about the goal prop, forget about shot prop. Jack Eichel assist prop. Some of these superstar assist props go extremely, extremely well. The promo code for today, guys, I did not get a custom one for you. I just have the PAT17, the one that everybody's using over at WagerTalk today. You'll hear a lot of people talking about it. PAT17. Take 17% off any package I have going, whether it be a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, or the rest of the NHL season. We're off of really good past couple of days. We've had 2 5% plays this week. Pat 17. Grab a 3-day pass. We're going to have a couple plays going this weekend. UFC. We're going to have NBA, and we're going to have NHL. I'll let everybody go crazy over these NCAA games. I'm just watching, and I'm just live betting with that. But we'll get all kinds of action going this weekend. Pat 17 takes 17% off all of my plays. Now, guys, I look a lot at head-to-head history, recent form, opponent ranking. This one is head-to-head history here. We're going to take Bo Horvat under 2.5 shots on goal for the New York Islanders at plus 125 against the Avalanche. He has gone under in 3 straight games. Against the Oilers. He has gone under 2.5 shots on goal in 4 straight games against the Oilers. And when I look at certain teams like the Oilers right now that are going to be super motivated, frustrated at that for how they've been playing lately, I can't see the Islanders possessing the puck a ton. I can't see the Islanders having the puck and cycling the things around and having multiple guys on that team getting 3 or more shots. So Horvat at plus 125, under 2.5 shots on goal. He's gotten this in 4 straight meetings against the Oilers. We'll take the under in this one. The next one is going to be Cale Makar to record an assist. You guys know I love these assist props. I know Cale Makar definitely scores goals, but I'll look at him to get an assist today for the Avalanche. Cale Makar is also from Calgary. He's playing in Calgary. He has at least 1 assist in 4 straight meetings against the Calgary Flames. Specifically, he has done very well when traveling and playing in Calgary. If you guys don't think certain players get up for more games than others, you got it twisted. And this team was playing very, very well, and then they dropped a game against the Minnesota Wild. I think they'll bounce back tonight, and I think Cale Makar gets an assist for the Avalanche at minus 130. So let's rock tonight, guys. Let's cash those plays. And again, that promo code PAT17 works for Brian, works for Carmine, and works for myself. 17% off any package of your choice at WagerTalk.com. Carm, start things off for us for game number 3.
Luck of the Irish, the luck of the Irish. Bri, I know you're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day and going out and having a couple of cold drinks. Just don't have any of those ones that Marco drinks. We don't need you to have any drink that is called I Blew Myself. Anyways, with that said, Colorado and Calgary, minus 225 for the Avs, plus 185 for the Flames. 5.5 is the total here. I'll make mine real quick on this one. I'm going to take the Avs, the square play, the Avs on the puck line, minus 1.5, plus 120 here. They've won the last 6 meetings between these two. 5 of those 6 meetings, they've won by 2+ goals. They've got their number. Sometimes when a team has another team's number, you just got to keep riding it until it goes the other way. I get the Flames are in the middle of a playoff push, but they were against Vancouver and caught that one up late, losing OT. I think they lose again to the Avs, who are playing extremely well right now, despite that 2-1 shootout loss last time out. So give me the puck line. Where are you going with this one? Anytime,
sorry.
Brian. Oh. Is Brian frozen?
I'm not frozen. Nobody went to me.
There he is.
Do I have to host the show too? Come on now. I'm already a guest.
Did you say Brian?
I did say Brian. I did say Brian before I go to you. I'm going to make my thoughts real quick, but
okay.
you might have been into
Maybe
the
I need to start
0.0
paying attention when you're talking,
okay.
then, I guess.
Yeah.
By
My wife
the way,
said the same thing the other day.
Before I get to this game, I was watching the Knights game yesterday, of course. They had gone the first 12 minutes of the game without a shot on goal, which doesn't happen very often, but it happens. But they didn't have a single shot attempted through 12 minutes of the game. Not a block shot by the other team, nothing. Not a single shot attempted through 12 minutes, and they end up winning the game 4-0. Just tells you how these games, just 1 minute the team looks great, the next minute they look terrible. It's just live betting is the way to go when you're looking into betting the NHL, I think. But getting back to the Colorado-Calgary game, Avalanche have a strong 56.12 expected goal share in 5-on-5 play over the last month. Calgary, 44.94. Colorado also has a plus 47 net goal advantage on the season, so they're clearly the better team playing here. They won 6 straight games overall, but they were all at home before falling at Minnesota in the second of a back-to-back on Tuesday, and the Avalanche won the only previous meeting here in Calgary. Flames have played just once in the last 5 days, and they haven't left home in the last 8 days, so the schedule really is good for Calgary here. But after this contest, they take to the road for 4 straight. Take a look at Calgary lately. They've scored 3 goals or less in 15 of 16 games. This is not a team really scoring a lot of goals right now. I look for a defensive struggle here. I'm going to play the under 5.5 at plus 100 in this game. I don't think Calgary scores more than 2, but we'll play the under 5.5 plus 100 and look for a little bit more of that defense.
All right, I think
All
it's
right,
my turn.
4-1. Sounds good.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. All right, there we go. All right, look, guys. This is my best bet on the show, so I'm just going to jump right into that one. Carm, why are you looking at me like that? This has been quite the show.
Just
Quite the show.
stretching my
Oh
neck.
no,
Yes.
I don't want to get in trouble with Carm.
Comedy hour on Friday.
Everyone's got the sillies today. I'm going to go with the team total. So, Brian, there's a way we can both win. It might be hard, but there is a way that we can both win. And look, the way I look at it is this. It's hard to look at good teams to lose 3 in a row, but great teams don't lose 2 in a row. And that's what I'm looking at here for Colorado to bounce back after they lost a low-scoring one against the Minnesota Wild. And, I said it on the show, I believe. I didn't have it in me to take the Wild. I didn't have it in me. But a lot of people saw that game and said, you know what? The Avalanche kicked this team's ass, that team's ass. They beat up this team. They beat that team down. They were looking so good. It just felt like there was going to be some team come along and just kind of say, hey, let's pump the brakes here. And that team was the Wild at home. They play very well defensively. They shut them down. And, I can continue talking about how the Flames have seen goaltending help them out so much, and it's really true. If there's one team I can count on to not have to worry about a hot goaltender right now, I don't care who's in goal for the Calgary Flames. This Colorado team has so much talent. Give me minus 105 team total over 3.5 goals. The inconsistencies, the win one, lose one, win one, lose one for Calgary. I've had enough of this team. Colorado, awful loss. Sign me up for the minus 105 team total. It's my best bet for the show. And the only thing I'll promote, again, is that Pat 17, guys. Feel free to use that for a 3-day all-access pass. I'm going to have a great special for you guys on Monday for a longer-term all sports. Pat 17, 17% off all sports for the next 3 days, 7 days, or 30 days. Why don't we go back to Brian for his best bet on the show? Carm can close things out.
6 and 60.
Off.
How about my 6 and 60?
Sorry.
Man, we are off today, man. It's like a dress rehearsal. We're going to get some things wrong. We're going to get some things right. Let's hope the predictions on today's game are right and our delivery of those was wrong. But with that said, Andrew, today's 6 and 60 is brought to you by St. Patrick's Day. Use that code to get 17% off. I'm sure I will get these 6 games to you guys in 60 seconds or less. And we're going to go for a 4-2 or better record here. I'll go one further, not in the live chat, but once this video is posted in the next few minutes, drop a prediction on what my 6 and 60 will go this weekend, whether it's 0 and 6 or 6 and 0 or somewhere in between. Drop a prediction. I will pick one of the correct one from all the correct entries and send you out some PuckTime swag. With that said, Dan, cue up the clock. All right, Vegas and Buffalo. Buffalo, the number 1 home team, home record in the NHL this season, 36-19-7, including 29-3 at home. The last 2 meetings in Buffalo, at least someone has scored at least 7 goals. Give me the over in this one. Washington and San Jose, Caps are off a loss and a shutout loss. They're going to bounce back big here. Caps in regulation. Rangers and Columbus. Rangers money line. Some rapid revenge for a team that lost last Sunday at home to Columbus 7-3. Nashville, LA Kings. Give me the Kings. 16-1-3. Their last 20 games at home. Kings money line. Tampa and Boston, 2 of the 3 meetings this season have stayed under the total, including a 4-0 win in Tampa last Saturday by the Bruins. And Chicago and Vancouver. Vancouver in regulation. Canucks have won the last 9 meetings. All those meetings were won in regulation. That is your 6 and 60. Wow. And Andrew has left the building.
He's had enough of us.
So it is interesting. Look at that look on his face. He is serious. It is like he is getting talked down to by his better half. But the Bry, Let's review these ones real quickly. Vegas and Buffalo. Anytime Jack Eichel comes back to Buffalo, it is always a fun time. The last 2 games, they've split in Buffalo with the winning team scoring 7 goals. This is the matinee game, the 12:30 game, first game of the Saturday card. Let's hope the defense is asleep in this one. Caps should bounce back off a shutout loss. Rangers played well in Minnesota last night, so you would think they would get the win here. Kings, 16-1-3. Their last 20 at home is an unbelievable home record for this team. Only 1 regulation loss. The Tampa-Boston one, the under kind of scares me, but because Tampa can put up goals, but the Bruins are playing a little bit of D right now, trying to hang around in this playoff race, despite giving up 6 to Ottawa. And then Vancouver. I mentioned it about the Calgary ones, Calgary and Colorado. When a team has another team's number, you just got to ride it out. And it seems like Vancouver has Chicago's number. In the tankathon for the number 1 pick in the draft, Chicago doesn't need any wins. Lose it in regulation, no points for them. What do you think? Is there a bogey in there anywhere?
I haven't looked at tomorrow's card yet. I'm still working on today's. I did pass on today's card in hockey, but I did have that Detroit game that we spoke about earlier. That's going to be my best bet on the show today. The Detroit team total under 2.5 and -130. If you missed the earlier analysis on it, you can just go back, and I talked about that earlier. Do have a couple college basketball plays up today for my clients, but I'm not selling anything. So no reason to promote anything today because I've got nothing to sell. So we'll let you and Marco, or excuse me, you and Andrew talk about what you may have if Andrew can get back online here.
Yeah, Andrew had to run out. He had a hard out to get somewhere, so that's why he gave us his show best bet, which was on that Colorado and Calgary game. A couple plays up in the NHL for me. The soccer card is going up this weekend. A lot of really good action, I think, this weekend. So take advantage of maybe getting that 3-day all access for a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and getting 17% off that with the St. Patrick's Day coupon. As far as my best bet, I'm going to go with the Utah Hockey Club tonight. This Utah team is playing extremely well. They picked up points in 8 of their last 10, 6-2-2. They're hanging around, and if the Flames lose in regulation tonight and Utah picks up the win in Seattle, Utah will be tied for that final playoff spot. So they are making a push for the playoffs. We'll take them -135 to beat the Seattle Kraken tonight. That is my show best bet. Guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Drop a comment in the comment section. Once this video is posted, let me know what you think the 6 and 60 is going to do this weekend. I don't care what your prediction is. You want to say 1 and 5, 0 and 6, that's completely fine. They're opinions. We appreciate you guys commenting. Hit that subscribe button. Join the ever-growing community here at WagerTalk. We will see you on Monday, and best of luck with your plays this weekend. If you're going to drink on St. Paddy's Day, guys, be responsible. Take a cab, take an Uber, and be safe. For myself, Brian, Andrew, and our producer, Dan Alexander, this is Puck Time. We will see you on Monday.